Unhinged Wonders. We are your hosts, Daisy.
Chrissy Wissy.
And Peony, and this is Take 3, where one trio talks, reacts, streams, geeks out.
And collectively have a mental breakdown.
Today's subject is Babylon 5, presented to the Council of Cretans by Peony. Give us your case. Why are we the Cretans consuming this media today?
Because this is my favorite television series of all time, and I want to yap.
Hot dang.
Like, this is one of my top 5 medias of all time.
Dang.
Well, I'm curious as to what the others are.
Thank you, I was hoping you'd ask. So let's see if I can remember my top 5 medias of all time. My other top 5 medias include the visual novel chat sim video game A Date with Death, released in
Oh my gosh.
2023. Yep, it's on the list. It is on the list. The Belgariad by David Eddings, my favorite book series of all time.
Slay.
I'm like fully spacing on all of my favorite things. It's making me sad. Tales of Arcadia on Netflix.
Love.
It is on my top 5 medias. There's one more. Transformers 1, released in 2024. The animated Transformers movie. Not any of the live actions. We're not going to talk about the live actions. And then Babylon 5. That was everything, right? Yeah, that's all 5 of
Hot
them.
dang. That's impressive.
Yes. Those are my top 5 medias of all time. I need to recite this list more often so it gets stuck in my head better. But yeah.
It's better than me, girl. If you ask me, I'm like, what?
Yeah. Can you pause for one brief second?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, eef. Wood. Okay. Off I go. Yeah.
Oh.
Oof. Oog. Eef. And we're back.
Yeah.
Alright, you're good. You can start talking again.
Okay, so this is Babylon 5, the best sci-fi series you've probably never heard of, and my number 1 space opera. Clearly I had a lot of faith here. Alright, off we go. So, first, as we learn in psychology, you have to operationalize your definitions. So, how do we define media quality in a way that we can measure? We will base it on the overall plot quality, the setup payoff quality of the writing, the character writing, and the world building. For overall plot quality, Babylon 5 has multiple overarching plots to examine. For setup and payoff quality, how well does Babylon 5 tie off its loose ends, and how satisfying are those endings? Do they know when it's more interesting to leave something unexplained? Character writing, how do the character arcs progress and intertwine? How are they affected by the plotlines, and how do the characters affect the plotlines? And world building, how much detail has gone into creating the world/universe we see in this series?
This will be a very good topic for modern writers.
Yes, it will, and I will get to that.
Oh, good.
I probably should have started with world building.
Oh, well.
We're gonna start with world building and we're gonna go back. So, Babylon 5 focuses on a space station in the 2200s, built in the aftermath of I can't remember if it's a 10-year war or if the war happened 10 years prior. I think it's the war happened 10 years prior and I forgot to fix my mistake. Okay. Built 10 years in the aftermath of a war between Earth and a species called the Minbari. In the hopes of preventing another brush with near extinction, Earth builds Babylon 5 as an intergalactic hub for negotiations and trade. A number of other alien races have already established relationships with Earth and Babylon 5 by the start of the series. The focal races are the Minbari, the Narn, and the Centauri, though others are explored to a degree as well, fleshing out the shape of the universe. Vorlons, Drazi, Markab, others. The format of the show, long episodes, long seasons, compared to today's series. We've got full 40-minute episodes and 20 plus episode seasons.
Oof.
Dang.
Oh man.
This allows for the universe to be very well fleshed out, intricately woven together by snippets of history without requiring large chunks of exposition very often. Except from the Minbari, who really like keeping secrets until it is absolutely necessary and then info dumping for 10 minutes.
Classic.
It adds to their flavor. Um, the world building is enhanced by the various plot lines that occur throughout the series as well. We see the races take various trajectories, change or fail to change, and the universe is permanently changed by the consequences. The world building rating for this series is 8 out of 10.
Hey.
Nice.
Plot synopsis. Put simply, the series follows plot lines that explore various ideological conflicts. Some of these conflicts come through as wars, coups, and outright fighting. Others come through as personal struggles within interwoven character arcs. Either way, the series breaks down basic tenets of human psychology and sociology: order versus chaos, violence versus diplomacy, the true nature of courage and cowardice, control and autonomy, etc. Rather than what you would expect of fiction, the series does a very good job of reflecting reality in the ideology it explores, rather than idealized ideologies, which we see a lot in Hollywood. Hollywood is often very, very out of touch with the reality of things, and we excuse it as, oh, it's fiction. But this series does not let itself use that crutch.
Hey.
It
Yep.
it comes with this undercurrent that our choices matter and can influence the world, though almost never in the way we expect. You act and the universe goes on, but what the characters do now has deep implications for the future. The plotlines of the series wind together into a picture that reflects both the good and the bad of reality, and then produces clever resolutions. Plot quality rating 10 out of 10.
Heck
That's
yeah.
amazing. Honestly, once again, I'm always gonna be the Snow White girly, apparently. Probably because it's like the OG of modern everything. In a good sense. Modern in a good sense, my bad. Um, because that came out peak the Great Depression, 1937. And it was in progress, obviously, years before that because it was all hand drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it literally follows the plot of like a young child who is going through the thick of it, literally wearing rags and cleaning for the ultra rich, and then finding her way through working with everybody and happily ever after. And I just
I,
think it's
I
beautiful.
I'm not sure where that came from.
I don't know where it came from either. It was just it was good storytelling. It was good storytelling for the time, even though it was still very obviously fantasy and fiction.
There we go. We can tie that in.
I
Anyway,
know. I was like, there was a reason I brought this up. What was it? There we go.
long pause. Minimal spoilers. Setup payoff analysis. This has been added as a criteria. Criterion. I think it's criterion. Um,
No idea.
I am not sure. I'm tired.
Hmm.
No bad. No spoilers. Even for my minimal spoilers. Um, this has been added to the list of criteria. There it is. Because this show is the reason I know exactly how good a TV show's plot payoffs can be. I have
Hey.
never seen another media property that does it this well. Ever.
Wow. Wow.
There is a thin little line one must walk as a writer: what to keep off screen and or unanswered, and what to show for clarity and satisfaction in the resolution of the plot's conflicts. This show uses its slow burn writing style to create ornate and precise setups, followed by very organic payoffs. They leave out just enough for the characters to still be able to come to reasonable conclusions and solve issues, but the audience has to be thinking and tracking the details to come to those conclusions too, and the amount of information to absorb won't be too overwhelming to do so. Setup
Mm,
payoff rating 10 out of 10. And
yeah.
one thing I'm also going to add is this series is not afraid to resolve things, sadly. Um,
Nice.
but it never goes too far into that. The balance of the tone of the setups and payoffs is incredibly well balanced.
Nice.
That's okay. What you just said, and then also kind of the whole point of the slide. Again, that's another thing modern shows could really work on.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
everything either, there aren't that many good shows that have like sad endings, I guess. Most shows
Yeah.
have like unrealistic, okay, respectfully, and this is
This sh-
obviously
this
minor
show is
spoilers.
yeah. Proceed.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Minor spoilers for the newest Jurassic World is what it's called. The one with Scarlett
Jurassic
Johansson.
Jurassic World. Yeah.
So, I thought it was fun, but it had a few pretty big major flaws that even the actors acknowledged. One of which being, what's his name? Mahershala Ali? Is that his name?
Mm.
Um, give me a character name,
Girl,
because
I don't know the character
I don't
name.
know actors.
Um,
Chris is
so
like, you think I care that much?
it's like, girl, I know the real man. He's amazing. He was gonna be Blade in Marvel, but he did not like any of the scripts, so he said, "I'm not doing this until you give me a good script," which is
Iconic.
honestly so amazing. Um,
Iconic, legendary, amazing, 10 out of 10.
yeah, it's Mahershala Ali. Um, wait, oh, guys, I'm dyslexic. Please
Mahershala?
be nice to me. Mahershala, something like that. Mahershala, I think so.
Listen, with some names in Hollywood, we all become dyslexic. Proceed.
So him, this dude. Um, his character is awesome. He's cool. I'm pretty sure he's the one who gets them their boat so they can go to the dinosaur island. And then there's this big mutant monster science experiment dinosaur who shows up, and
Hmm.
Bro basically sacrifices himself so that the people can get away on the boat while he's distracting them.
Oh, that dude.
And it's really emotional, it's real sad. It's like, oh dang. And I remember I was messed up because I loved that character and I love that actor. But then like literally 2 seconds later, somehow, and it doesn't show how, somehow he made it out of the dinosaur's like view and swam back to the boat and it was happily ever after.
No.
Like it didn't even show, it literally showed he was holding one of those red light flares
Uh,
to get the dinosaur's attention, and it
that's
showed the light flare, and it
that's
showed the dinosaur like literally a few yards away from him, and the next time we see him he's swimming over with no damage on him, and they all boat off safely.
that's literally just bad writing. Would you stop that? Okay.
It's so bad. So
That's legit just
yeah.
bad writing. So yeah, this show is not like that, especially with
Yeah.
their big setups and payoffs. They are immaculately done.
Yeah.
And we will get into that more later in the spoiler segment of the slideshow.
Oh, and sorry, I am very tangenty. Um, but the other thing I was going to bring up is a lot more brief. People are very much, and they do this on purpose. Everything that's written in modern times is like written for like elementary school people understanding, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because people are multi-screening.
Yes, and I'm like, that's not how you get people to engage in your show. If everything
Yeah,
is
this
like,
show this show
huh?
was this show was written pre-phone era and it shows. You
This
have
was
to
like the
pay attention.
70s or 80s?
90s.
90s? 90s, okay.
Early to mid 90s, I want to say.
Okay. Because it does have that nice retro vibe, and I remember the hair was fabulous, so.
Hair was fantabulous. Yes, it is. Oh, Delenn, my beloved. But anyway,
Oh, Dylan.
Delenn. So, Babylon 5 focuses on an ensemble cast, including the military leadership from Earth on the station, Commander Jeffrey Sinclair, and then Captain John Sheridan, who takes Jeffrey Sinclair's place. And there's a cool story about that I'll get into in a second. Commander Susan Ivanova, my girl! Boy, I love Susan Ivanova. Anyway, Security Chief Michael Garibaldi and Dr. Stephen Franklin, as well as the major ambassadors from various planets and their aides, Delenn and her aide Linier from Minbar, Jakar and his aide Natoth from Narn, Landa Malari and his aide Vir Kodo from Centauri Prime, and Kosh, who is a Vorlon. The series does something very clever in that it initially pretends that these characters are going to follow the Party of Hats trope. Does everybody know what the Party of Hats trope is?
Yes, but
No,
please remind me.
I don't.
Oh, wait,
Fantastic.
sorry, wait, let me redo this. Yes, I know, but you better explain for Daisy.
Okay. Love you.
I'm so
So
funny.
the Party of Hats trope is basically a trope where you have a main character that represents an entire species, and that entire species is defined by a very narrow set of traits, like the the
Star Trek.
like Star Trek. Yeah. I'm wow, I am Klingons. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That evaded me for such a long second. Like Worf is a Klingon, he's very warlike. And everybody in his species is like that. Um that's the Party of Hats trope.
Mm.
Okay.
Um so and like space Romans, space elves, that kind of vibe. Like
Yeah.
the oh my gosh, I need to stop trying to remember Star Trek alien names while I have Babylon 5 alien names on the brain. But anyway,
Vulcan?
yes, thank you. Like the
Slide.
Vulcans being space elves. Here, the Minbari are space elves. The Narn are space orcs. The Centauri are space Rome. The Vorlarns are mysterious and spooky. It then takes each of the ambassadors and their aides and subverts expectations. The extraterrestrial characters diverge from the characteristics of their cultures as they are influenced by the other races and by the nature of the human characters. We see them worked upon by experiences that involve their pride, their shame, their pain, and their healing. Their arcs are engaged and complex, and very often not linear. I gave it a character writing rating of 9 out of 10, but in my heart it's a 10 out of 10, and I'm just trying not to be extra.
Oh,
Because this series has one of the Minbari, like, the Minbari being messy, for starters. Like, the government of the space elf species being incredibly complicated and messy, and having problems, and falling apart, and getting put back together. And there
Weird.
is fully a space elf vibe character from the Minbari who has a corruption arc, like a very slow corruption arc that is just incredibly bitter and well done.
Oh,
It's
heck yeah.
like there's such a sense of foreboding to it because he starts out as such a good person
Oh
oh,
no.
and he ends up somewhere so
oh.
painful to watch and it's so good. We'll
I
get there.
low-key love that. Foreboding, yes.
Like you can start to see the seeds of it in like season 3 I want to say, and then it comes to a head in like season 5.
Wow. So he was
He had a
chill for a long
he had
time.
a 2 season long arc. Dude.
Girl, you're
Everybody
lucky
has
if it's 2 episodes
multi-season.
in modern TV.
Baby girl, we've got full series arcs for a lot of these characters that were planned out the entire time.
Man.
Dude.
Every character in this series is written like Zuko.
Cool.
Hot dang.
That's
Planned from the beginning with the end point in mind.
this
It's
is high praise. It's amazing.
spectacular. Oh man. Like anybody could go watch this show and disagree with me, but anybody could also go watch this show and be like she had a point. So I'm just saying. Okay, we did the world building because I realized I forgot to reorder it. From this slide on, all spoilers are fair game. This is where I get to be a geek. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the plot lines. The plot lines in these series are, more or less invariably, written as slow burns. They took the risk to plan effectively across their seasons of runtime, despite TV series' tendency to get cancelled between seasons, and it results in an intricate weaving of larger plot lines into episodic plot lines. The pieces come together just a little bit at a time, like parts of an orchestra, until suddenly you have a full picture and you realize it's been creeping in on you all along.
Heck yeah.
Uh, Possibly the most impressive part of these plot lines is how they take a fictional setting and effectively examine the real tendencies of human nature and power.
Ooh.
So we have a number of these overarching plot lines simmering throughout the series. Uh, There is the Great War with the Shadows, basically. Um, there's an ancient race that pops up, and starts like we see them like through their followers arranging for wars and chaos amongst the younger races so that they can swoop in and take advantage.
Hmm.
Um, and this happens for 2.5 seasons before the war actually
Dude.
starts. It's 2.5 seasons of machinations until the war actually starts.
I'm getting PTSD.
Dang.
Oof. Clark's takeover of Earth, the patterns of political corruption and rebellion, which is incredibly realistically done in Babylon 5
Yeah.
and really, really cool. Like, the thing is, it does it really realistically. It goes dark, dark places. It goes like 1984 style. Like,
Oh,
it is very clearly
dang.
1984 inspired. Like all good, corrupt governments are
Oh gosh.
in fiction and in real life. But anyway, um,
Oh
but
man.
it never gets this feeling of the Hunger Games where it can't be overcome completely.
Good.
Like,
That's a really hard line to keep.
it is so hard to keep, and it's so, so, so good. Like, there's a little bit of that flavor after Clark is overthrown near the end of season 4, because, like, there are still consequences for what they had to do to, like, break away from Earth and deal with Clark. Like, they lose their prior authority, but they rebuild in a way that is still satisfying.
Nice.
Okay, I need to stop talking about that one. The Psi Core. So this is one of the most interesting things in the world building, with how they use it. In the Babylon 5 universe, in the period of time since our time, before the series, telepaths have popped up on Earth.
Ooh.
And it turns out this is relatively common throughout the universe now. Um, and so on Earth, telepaths are forced to take one of three routes. They have to join the Psi Corps, take drugs to inhibit their power, or go to prison. There are
I'm
no other options.
sorry. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, there are no other options. Um,
Sorry,
and
wait, can you repeat the options one more time?
you either join the Psi Corps,
Okay.
you take sleeper drugs to
Okay.
inhibit your telepathic abilities, or you go to prison. Those are the options.
Why is this reminding me of the government's trying to control the X-Men in Marvel?
This is reminding me of real life, babes. I just
Yeah, it's a little
Ah.
it's a little spoopy, but anyway, so this is the control versus autonomy thing because we also see how telepaths are handled on other worlds and we see what rogue telepaths are doing to try and escape. We see how deeply ingrained autonomy is in human nature by how telepaths just intrinsically refuse to bow to this.
Good. They
Um
shouldn't.
it's so cool. And then we also have like recurring characters from the Psychor, um, who show us how deep the basically indoctrination goes.
Oh no.
And there's in particular a character named Bester who just is so disgustingly smarmy. Like, but not in a way where you want him gone. It's like you don't want him around because he's not safe, but you need to know what he's doing because he is dangerous and you can tell and he's smart. He's such a well-written character. I hate him so much.
This is so Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
a
used to
lot.
this.
It's a lot.
I'm not
There's a
used to
lot.
good writing.
I know. So there's also political upheaval on Minbar, like I mentioned, that is paralleling the political upheaval on Earth, which is beautiful because a huge chunk of this series is about how the Minbari and the humans are sibling races, two
Hmm.
halves of one whole. And we get a ship that is the embodiment of that dynamic, and I love them so much. Anyway, Like, there are people who complain that it's literally just a straight ship for the sake of a straight ship, and I have major beef with that. I could talk about them for hours, but anyway, the violence between the Narns and Centauri, the consequences of destructive cycles on each side of a conflict. Uh, so we have two species who have hated each other since long before the series began. One of them was previously enslaved by the other,
Oh.
and one won their freedom. The species that had enslaved them still thinks of them as primitive and disgusting.
Boo.
Oof.
Um, yeah, it's a mess. Um, but the thing is, over the course of the series, the main Narn character, Jakar, realizes that the hate that his species is holding on to is killing them just as much as the Centauri ever did.
Oh.
Oh, that's
And
sad.
it is pointed out to him the Narns are not the only ones dying. The Centauri are also a dying race. If we don't stop, both of our worlds are just going to cease to exist eventually.
Oh,
Um,
that's
Ooh.
kind of sad.
and so like they do not use the history to justify the Narns. And they don't use they don't use not justifying the Narns to justify the Centauri. Both sides are a little bit right and both sides are a little bit wrong. Granted, the Narns are more right than the Centauri, but
Hot
because
dang.
they were enslaved and slavery is not good. And the Centauri, there are Centauri characters who still back that up, and it's like, oh, that's gross, actually.
Newsflash.
But it never pretends that the situation is anything other than disgusting and tragic. It treats it with respect. And it is so freaking good. It is so
Yeah.
good. Anyway,
Yeah. I just literally everything you're saying can somehow be related to stuff that's happened in real life, but it
yes,
doesn't feel weird.
it
Like
doesn't feel
it's
heavy.
good storytelling.
It
Yeah.
doesn't feel forced or unnatural because it is
Yes.
just studying how people are, not pushing either side of any political agenda. You could enjoy this writing anywhere in the world, and it wouldn't matter because it is not based on modern American politics.
Yeah.
Heck
There you
yeah.
go. And there are
And
even ways you could do that correctly, but you need to have good writers in order to do that, and we are
oh,
lacking.
such good writers.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes. That's a very
like
hard topic.
it really is. And there are flavors of doing that well in the Earth government plotline.
Yeah.
It does have the 90s tendency to be like this is just the American government but worldwide. So I will give it that. It is still set it was still written in the 90s.
Fair enough, though.
But it's well done. It is well done still. Anyway,
Yeah.
this so payoffs. We are on to spoilery payoffs. Let's freaking go. Okay, so Severed Dreams. This episode is full of yummy payoffs. After watching Earth's and Minbar's governments respectively become corrupt slash complacent in the face of darkness, Captain Sheridan and Ambassador Delenn, who, by the way, have a slow burn romance over
Oh.
the course of 3 seasons, and
Hey.
eventually get married at the end of season 4. Um,
Oh.
and they stay together for the rest of their lives, and they are incredible, and I love them.
Oh, that's
But
so
anyway,
cute.
they each make decisive moves of rebellion. Sheridan
Hey.
declares Babylon 5's independence from the Earth Alliance,
Heck
and
yeah.
Delenn dissolves Minbar's ruling Grey Council completely.
Oh.
Hi, I'm recording for my YouTube channel. How are you?
I'm good. I have something to show you.
Ooh, my roommate Esther is gonna show me something real quick. Hello? Hello?
This is my fashion history project.
I was gonna say that's the fashion history project, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
I
that's
love fashion
bushy.
history.
That's swanky. You gotta take a nice picture of that and send it to me so that I can show Chrysanthemum because she also loves fashion history.
Yeah, girl, I got you.
Yes,
I'm
good.
very much a nerd for that stuff.
She's so
I'm
neat.
gonna tell you about my date too.
Oh yeah, you
That
went
was
on a
fun.
date. My
It was
roommate
so
actually
fun.
has a social life, guys. I envy her. The date. Yeah. Me. Eh. I'm gonna close this. Whee! Okay. Where were we? My roommate got home with a cute dress and date stories. So, uh, obviously. Okay, so Delenn dissolves Minbar's ruling Great Council. The results of these individual rebellions collide gloriously, with Delenn and the no longer idle Minbari fleet that followed her protecting Babylon 5 as Earth's government sends a wave of ships to attack the civilian-packed station.
Oh,
Oh.
boo.
Lest we
Oh.
forget, there are 250,000 humans and aliens, mostly civilians, living on this station. Um,
Dude.
from this episode comes very possibly one of the most unambiguously baller exchanges in television. Just Earth Warship, like, we have authority here. Do not force us to engage your ship. And then Delenn comes in, like, completely calm and just a little bit pissed. Why not? Only one human captain has ever survived battle with the Minbari fleet. He, referring to Sheridan, is behind me. You are in front of me.
Heck
If you value your
yeah.
lives, be somewhere else.
Heck
Oof.
yeah, Delenn. I like this lady.
And
These are
then the
the
Earth
best
ships turn
lines.
tail and run.
I like
Because
this
it is
lady.
true, only one captain has ever survived, like, head-to-head combat with a Minbari fleet during the Earth Minbari War. And that was Sheridan, and that is because he pulled some trickery and managed to destroy the Minbari ship. He is the only Earth captain who ever pulled something like that off.
Heck yeah.
Uh, and the Minbari still call him Star Killer.
Heck yeah, dude.
That is
Get that
metal.
nickname. You earned that, dude.
Ooh.
Heck
It's
yeah.
This
so
feels
slay.
like this feels like hearing stories about like Wild West nonsense in America. Like this
Oh
is
my gosh.
nostalgic for me. This is like hardcore.
Yep. And The Rock cried out no hiding place, one of my all-time favorite episodes. This episode's payoffs are more involved with the ongoing plotline regarding the hostilities between the Narn and the Centauri. A noble Centauri named Rifa has a feud with House Malari, the family of Londo Malari, the main Centauri ambassador in the series. And he has intentions to kill Jakar, um, former Narn ambassador. He's been stripped of his title by then.
Mm.
The last living member of the former Narn governing body, the Kari. Because there's a point in this series where the Centauri use mass drivers to bomb the Narn homeworld with asteroids.
Oh,
This
fun.
is
That's
after that has
metal.
happened.
Oh.
So the Narn are barely surviving. The planet is covered in a dust winter.
Oh.
Um, they
It's
are
gonna be
barely
us, guys.
they are barely hanging on. Um, Anyway, so thinking he has successfully trapped Jakar, Rifa is instead hunted down and beaten to death by a horde of Narns.
Oh my god.
Aligned,
Heck
aligned
yeah.
to aligned to Malari's purposes and participating in this ambush to bring down Rifa, who was responsible for devastating attacks and eugenics programs on the Narn homeworld.
Eugenics are involved? Okay, yeah, no, this boy deserves to die.
Yeah, and he does, brutally.
Good.
And it's fantastic because we get this absolutely glorious cut back and forth between Rifa fleeing for his life through underground tunnels on Narn, unsuccessfully, and a worship service back on Babylon 5 where a crowd is singing No Hiding Place Down Here. It's delectable. It's so freaking good.
That is hilarious.
So I just got major chills actually.
Why?
And you haven't even seen the scene. It's one of the most iconic scenes I've ever seen in anything.
Oh, is this a real song? Hold up.
Yeah, I think it's like an actual gospel hymn.
Oh, oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's even better.
I'm
That
gonna
is
have to
like
watch
even
this later.
better.
Yeah, you may just need to watch this whole series actually. Like
Baby girl.
there's no way for it to have its full power if you don't watch the whole series is the thing because you watch the slow burn, you see all the atrocities that happen, and then you see this guy get chased down and beat to death and you're like, yes, yes, I didn't know I would ever be the type of person who would cheer for that.
You know, I feel like that's something I need to see though.
Yeah,
Because I am that type of person.
yeah, you would love this show. You would
Oh
love
man.
this show. I've tried to get you to watch it before. I just need you to understand what you are getting into, I think, is my issue.
Hmm.
Like,
I'm
I
just
need you to
also really
understand how
bad at
good it is.
sitting down and watching stuff.
Real. Valid.
I got
Like,
like I can sit down for a few episodes, but then my brain is like, "Hey, did you finish that book you started 5 months ago?"
oh my gosh! And
It's
then
bad.
we have Into the Fire in season 4, episode 6, I think. This episode is the culmination of the war against the shadows.
Ooh.
For ages, the conflict was the Vorlons as Babylon 5's allies against the shadows and their allies. But as the Vorlons' behavior begins to mirror the shadows in their attempts to win, causing horrific mass casualties, um, the shadows and the Vorlons both have weapons sufficient to kill entire planets at once.
How
Um,
fun.
Sheridan devises a plan to force the two to confront each other directly.
Ooh.
And then, with both species listening to him, he tells them that the younger races have surpassed the need for the Vorlons and Shadow's guidance, and their order versus chaos mentality is no longer doing anyone any good. Much like the Narn and Centauri, the Vorlons and Shadows now fight just to fight. They no longer prioritize giving the younger races genuine guidance. And so, Sheridan ends his address to both elder races with a firm, "Now get the hell out of our galaxy."
Heck
The both of you.
yeah.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. Oh,
On top of that immensely slay declaration, we get one more bit of exploration of human nature out of the Vorlons and Shadows. They hesitate to leave because they are afraid to move on beyond the rim of known space, leaving themselves unable to progress. And so
Ooh.
they, with all the vulnerability of scared children, ask Lorien, the first living creature in the universe, who is also immortal and just, he's been hanging out for a while, don't worry about him, he's also there, to go with them so they won't be alone when they go beyond the edge of the galaxy.
Aw.
Uh, he agrees, and the Vorlons and Shadows are able to move on. It's actually quite sweet. They're so much older than the focal races in Babylon 5, and yet there is such a youth to them in this moment. And on top of this, we get Morden's death. Execute. Oh my gosh, I gave no context for Morden's death. So, there is a character called Mr. Morden. He works for the Shadows. He is the figurehead of all of the machinations we see the Shadows do throughout the entire series.
Dang.
He also keeps refusing to die, which
Eh.
pisses off everybody. The actor does an incredibly good job. He's a very menacing character in a very like sophisticated, calm sort of way.
Heck yeah.
So on top of the Shadow War ending, we get Morden's death. Executed exactly as Veer told Morden he wished he would die something like 2 seasons earlier. Veer has this iconic little speech where Mr. Borden asks him, "What do you want?" Like trying to sort of make a deal with the devil type of thing happen. And Veer just looks at him and goes, "I'd like to live just long enough to see your head stuck on a pike. As a warning to the next 10 generations that some favors come at too high a price. I
Heck
would stare up into your
yeah.
lifeless eyes and wave like this." And he does a cheeky little wave with his fingers. And then he's like, "Can you and your associates arrange that for me, Mr. Morden?"
Heck yeah, dude.
And so 2 seasons later, that is exactly how Morden dies, and Veer gets to be there and look up into his lifeless little eyes and do his cheeky little way.
Heck yeah, dude. Let's go.
Like, Morden has been responsible for so much suffering throughout the series, and the fact that he dies exactly in the way a character he did not respect, being Veer, asked him to die.
Heck
Anyway,
yeah.
peak. It's a
Peak.
little bit like we're gonna do brief Transformers Prime extreme spoilers. It's a little bit like how in Transformers Prime, Megatron is fixed on Optimus Prime. He's like, only I am allowed to kill him. And then at the end of the series, Bumblebee is the one who kills Megatron. He doesn't even get to be killed by Optimus. It's the same flavor.
That is awesome.
It's
Absolute cinema.
fantastic. Absolute cinema. Anyway, character writing. It's my squad. It's my Shaylas. Anyway,
My
my Slaylas, if you will.
Hey.
As previously noted, this series starts out pretending that its characters are going to align with cultural party of hats tropes. It then develops each of the focal ensemble and recurring characters in such a way as to defy that expectation. Delenn of the Minbari takes what she's learned from her cultural background and religious training to become a political and combative force to be reckoned with.
Heck
She also
yeah.
goes through an arc of questioning and then rebuilding her own identity as she willingly becomes part human to foster peace.
Oh.
That's her. I love her. My car is named Delenn after her.
Heck yeah.
Jakar of the Narn begins firmly as a warrior, a fighter, proud and honor driven. Over the course of the series, he is deeply humbled and becomes a spiritual leader for his people, and even an anchor of strength, of character, for other characters like Malari. This is Jakar. I love him dearly also. He's very silly.
Beautiful.
Londo Malari, as my dad has described him, is a coward who finds his strength too late.
Oh.
But he has like a full-on Greek tragedy fall from grace and sad ending.
Oh.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
but it's like dignified in how sad it is. It's so interesting. By the time he does find his strength, he has already secured his own fate for himself as a result of natural consequences. That's Malari. Um,
Mm.
and he and Jakar have the strangest bromance I've ever seen. Like, they start out despising each other, like embodying the hatred between Centauri and Narn. But
Love.
as Jakar realizes that they have to change or die, slowly Malari starts to too. But by the time Malari realizes, it's too late for him, and Jakar has already like pulled himself out of that hatred. Um and it's just so interesting. It's so interesting. Anyway, um like early in the series, Londo Malari has a dream because Centauri tend to do this. He has a dream about how he will die. And he says, "The moment I laid eyes on Jakar, I knew he was going to be the person that kills me.
Oh
That is how I'm
dang.
going to die, is Jakar is going to kill me." And we go through the series, we see their relationship develop. We are confused as to what's going on, and eventually we put together that it was a mercy killing. Jakar killed
Oh.
him to set him free because Londo was so chained down by all the mistakes he's made.
Oh.
Uh, and so
Devastation.
it just completely reframes the beginning of the series and the beginning of this relationship, and it's fantastic. It is incredible. Vir Koto of the Centauri, he's right here. He's a little guy. Um, Begins as a timid attaché and becomes one of the morally boldest characters in the series who refuses to bend his principles when his species starts committing war crimes.
Heck yeah.
Lanier of the Minbari begins with pure intentions and becomes twisted and tired to the point of betrayal and abandonment of his own values. That's him right there. We also see the most interesting unrequited love I've ever seen ever.
Oh.
Because Lanier is in love with Delenn. She's not in love with him. Delenn and Sheridan right here end up getting married. They have a very steady and very cool relationship. But as their relationship progresses, Lanier's unrequited love for Delenn goes from this, okay, I'm going to keep this to myself because she's not interested type of thing, to this like bitter festering thing
Oh.
that that just turns him away from who he actually is. And it's so cool in the writing.
Oh, you poor baby boy. Why would you do that to yourself?
My poor boy. Susan Ivanova, right here, I adore her with every fiber of my soul. Learns too late that connection will not be handed to her, and she will continue to lose the people she loves until she lets herself become less guarded. Um, she has an absolutely amazing, like, aggressively chemistry laden and well written romance with this character right here, Marcus Cole. And he ends up completing his personal character arc by sacrificing his life force to heal her and dying.
Oh.
Um,
Dang.
yeah. And the scene where she finds out that he did that is effing devastating. It makes me sob every time. Um, just oh man, I can't get over it. I can't get over it. It's too good. Anyway, Lita Alexander, not pictured here, which is ironic because of plot things, is a human telepath who becomes angry and radicalized after Did I ask?
Hmm.
Becomes angry and radicalized after being used for her powerful telepathy over and over again. Ready to fight and even lead in a war against non-telepathic humans.
Ooh.
After being allied with the main human cast for most of the series.
Oh.
It ends up being Jakar, who has lived that rage and overcome it and reached happiness, who steps up to guide Lita to a better mental state, beautifully entwining paralleling character arcs from wildly different circumstances. Uh, there's more, but this is already a wall of text. um, but yeah, the character writing is just so incredible. It's so pretty. I like it so much, and they love to play with parallels. Like, nobody is exempt from being like everybody else. Okay, more world building. I think I've gone into a lot of this already. So, these on the left are quotes from the opening monologues of the series. So, they change every season. So, season 1, I'm going to fight you. Season 1, it was the dawn of the third age of mankind, 10 years after the Earth-Minbari War. The Babylon Project was a dream given form. Its goal to prevent another war by creating a place where humans and aliens can work out their differences peacefully. It's a port of call, home away from home, for diplomats, hustlers, entrepreneurs, and wanderers. Humans and aliens, wrapped in 2,500,000 tons of spinning metal, all alone in the night. It can be a dangerous place, but it's our last, best hope for peace. This is the story of the last of the Babylon stations. The year is 2258. The name of the place is Babylon 5. Um, Honestly, one of the most iconic intros I've ever heard in anything.
Yeah.
And then season 2. The Babylon Project was our last best hope for peace. A self-contained world 5 miles long, located in neutral territory. A place of commerce and diplomacy for 250,000 humans and aliens. A shining beacon in space, all alone in the night.
Oh.
Um, so that, like, this is where we're starting, is with that level of world building dropped in the intro, because they're like, okay, we have to dedicate the rest of our screen time to cramming in as much information as we can as subtly as we can.
Dang.
And it's so fantastically done. So the Earth-Minbari War, 10 years prior, something like that. Yeah, 10 years prior to the beginning of Babylon 5, a war ensues on first contact between the Minbari and humanity.
First
The Minbari
contact.
approached. First contact! It went real bad.
Dang.
The Minbari approached with gun ports open as a sign of respect. The humans took it as a threat and attacked,
Oh
killing one of their
gosh.
leaders.
Oh great.
That leader happened to be Delen's teacher.
Oh.
Grieving her mentor and completely enraged, Delen makes the call for no mercy and the war begins.
Oh.
Babylon 5 is built as a hub for communication to prevent another such war, as the original war with the Minbari very nearly wiped out all of humanity.
Oh.
Uh, we eventually find out that the Minbari believe that their souls are reborn in each generation, and they stopped the Earth-Minbari War by surrendering because they discovered that Minbari souls were being reborn in human bodies. That Earth was, quote-unquote, the other half of their soul.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's very metal. The Narn Centauri feud. The Narn were enslaved for some 200 years. I forgot to check my sources on this one, by the Centauri. Their world, once green and verdant, was stripped, then abandoned sometime prior to the series when the Centauri ran out of things to take away.
Oh.
Fun.
This formed the Narn people into a bitter warrior race with a vendetta against the Centauri. The Centauri still see the Narn as inferior. Within the events of Babylon 5, another war erupts between the Narn and the Centauri, and the Narn homeworld is almost completely destroyed. The effects of the conflict persist throughout the series, marking a permanent change in the setting of the universe.
Dang.
First contact with the
Right
Centauri.
after St. Patrick's Day.
Whoa, okay!
It's okay, I can say that. I'm Irish.
Calm your potatoes. Okay, I'm also Irish. Other details are provided to expand the breadth and depth of the universe. For example, telepaths began popping up at some point among humans between the 21st and 23rd centuries. We discover this is due to Vorlon meddling, because shadows have a weakness to telepaths.
Mm.
Ooh.
A couple major characters, Talia Winters and then Lita Alexander, are telepaths. Susan Ivanova is also a latent telepath. Very, very weakly powered. She can't actually read anybody's mind. And hates Earth's psi core that all human telepaths are forced to join. I talked about that part already.
Yeah.
Because the sleeper drugs slowly destroyed her telepath mom's mind until she
Oh.
killed herself.
Oh.
Ivanova despises the entire concept of this system, obviously.
Valid.
As she rightfully
Valid.
should.
Also, she's Russian, and it's very funny.
Oh.
She is Russian Jew. I adore her dearly.
Oh, my love.
Oh.
My darling.
Oh.
Also, played
Oh.
by Claudia Christian, who voiced the hot blonde lady in Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
That's her?
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Ivanova, my beloved! Okay,
Oh, that just that was not the reference I was expecting to hear about today.
yep. She also voices some of the background characters in Skyrim, but that's a different
Hey.
story. Leggett Ricka, my beloved. But anyway, we also get other snippets of background, such as the Centauri being our first extraterrestrial contact and giving Earth jump gate technology.
Ooh.
Other permanent changes to the structure of the universe occur. Oh, that grammar is bad. I was tired when I made this. Other permanent changes to the structure of the universe occur with the plague-driven destruction of the entire Markab race. Like, an entire species gets wiped out, and we just never see any of them again.
Oh my.
The
Dang.
remaining first ones leaving the universe, old species like the Vorlons and Shadows, the Human Telepathic Rebellion, and many more
Hey.
I'm sure I'm forgetting. This show assumes you're smart.
Which I'm not.
We
Oh,
talked
there
about
we
this a
go.
little already.
This
The
is
problem-
what I'm looking for.
Yeah, the problem with a lot of modern media is that it automatically assumes you are not smart enough to follow more than about 2 layers of complexity. At best. The modern series cram as much as possible into as little time as possible and cut out any excess information. Babylon 5 is a masterclass in patient writing. Arcs are either episodic in nature or drawn out across multiple seasons, and the seasons are full 20-plus episode seasons.
Heck yeah.
At any given time, one or more overarching plot lines is moving, and generally, multiple character arcs are moving as well. This show was not written for an audience on their phones. It was written to present interesting ideas, push critical thinking without talking down to the audience, and explore the nature of people, personal change, and the universe. We haven't even gotten to the character relationships yet.
Oh dang,
gosh.
let's go.
And I just because we're on the slide, and I have beef with the whole thing with modern writing, with it being so simple because and this is literal fact, like they tell writers, hey, you gotta dumb this down, people are on their phones at the same time. How do you expect people to just focus on one screen if you're making it that dumb?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but anyway.
Literally.
Yeah, like me and my family were watching Serenity last night, and I knew it was.
Oh
an old
my
movie,
gosh!
And I
Firefly is such a good series!
we haven't
Oh,
started
I know
man.
what this
we
is.
haven't watched
It's in their
Firefly.
sci-fi series.
We haven't watched Firefly yet. We started with the movie, but I was going into this fully expecting.
No!
Oh yeah, this
Serenity follows the series!
my dad has his reasons, but anyway, I went into this being like, oh, it's an old show. It's probably not gonna be all that interesting. And then
Wrong.
I like finished my dinner, and instead of like disappearing to one of the rooms to work on stuff, I fully sat down on the couch, phone to
And
the
just watched.
phone to the side, and was watching. I cried when Alan Tudyk's character died. He was a leaf on the wind, and he died, and I'm so mad about it.
Gosh.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my
that writing
gosh.
that style of writing is so good, and I wish we had it back. I was fully invested in these characters, and I haven't even watched their actual like
It's so
origin show yet.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk, who plays Wash, and Nathan Fillion, who plays Mal on that show, are still buds. They're still friends.
Heck
They run
yeah.
a podcast. They do a podcast together called Once We Were Spacemen.
Aww, that's adorable.
They're buddies. I love them dearly. Okay, Babylon 5's web of relationships. Let's go. We have platonic and romantic. I got distracted by my own yelling about the ships. Okay, let's start with the platonic. Jakar and Londo have an enemies to sad doomed friends-ish arc. As Londo lives out this self-destructive Greek tragedy, and Jakar is able to escape the cycle of hate between the Narns and Centauri and flourish into his own person. Londo's other friends become scared of him and start pulling away over the course of the series. Veer becomes this voice of strength and honor for Londo, and becomes stronger in himself even as Londo becomes more cowardly, and then he finally tries to be strong, and it's too late for Londo, but it's not too late for Veer. And it's good! It's so good! Linear and Veer having little moments of being, I'm the I'm the attaché no one tells anything to, and it's giving me anxiety together. Cause like Londo's doing machinations, Delen's doing machinations in the opposite direction, and Lanier and Veer are their aides, and they're just like, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. It's just such a real little detail. I love it so much.
That's beautiful.
Sheridan and Ivanova have like the most genuinely completely non-romantic siblingly friendship I have ever seen between a male and female who are not related in anything I have ever watched.
Huh.
Heck yeah.
And it's actually super well done. It's such a fun friendship. Like, those two are so obviously siblings. It's so funny.
I feel like that's something else that needs to come back into modern media. Just friendships for the sake of friendships.
Friendships for the sake of friendships that aren't obvious friendship representation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delenn and Sheridan are the squad's mom and dad, and Ivanova is the pissed-off teenage big sister, and Londo Malari is their weird uncle, and Jakar is their weird uncle on the other side of the family, and Lanier and Veer are the sons, and Garibaldi is like an older brother / younger uncle, and Zach Allen is the cousin who just moved in without you noticing. Literally, he just shows up in the series and no one questions it. And Marcus, they don't even introduce him, he just shows up. You get the
I love that.
You eventually get the gist that his name is Zach Allen and he's here to be Slay. And Marcus Cole is Ivanova's, he's not my boyfriend, but Mama Delenn keeps inviting Marcus over for dinner anyway. And Alita is the adoptive mid-teens daughter with issues from abuse in a past home.
Oh gosh, let's go.
Kosh is the ghost who lived in the house before they moved in and now he just hangs out.
We love that.
I'm obsessed with these.
I love
Thank you.
that so much.
My favorites have to be Bro just showed up and no one questioned it, and the ghost.
There's also Bester, who is the possum they keep finding stealing out of their trash.
Okay, yeah, that's another favorite.
Ivanova has 2 different romantic prospects. Both of them die, and it's really sad. Also, 90s disaster bisexual representation.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's not done super explicitly is the thing. Like, Ivanova just has, like, a particular, like, side-eye sort of chemistry with another female character. And then that other female character dies.
Oh, no.
And then she has this amazing romance with this male character who is genuinely incredibly good for her. And then she was too afraid to let herself have that, and he dies, saving her.
Ivanova.
And Ivanova doesn't get to be happy. It doesn't matter what she's into, because she never gets to have a relationship.
Oof.
It's fantastic!
Boo.
It's so well done. And so emotionally gritty. I adore it. But yeah, no, fully, she admits on screen, I think I loved Talia. Like, in those words. And it's very clearly not platonic, and we're all just like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Makes sense for
baby.
you. Rip Ivanova. Well, actually, no. Rip everybody Ivanova has never loved, but not actually Rip Ivanova. Anyway, Sheridan and Delenn have such a baller slow burn romance, and their personal arcs of overcoming losing a part of themselves without letting go of how their pasts shaped them parallel each other, and they lead a war and lead in peace together. And oh my gosh, Sheridan and Delenn, I love them so much. So, um, Delenn willingly undergoes a genetic change so that she will become part human and serve as kind of a connection between the two worlds. Um, and Sheridan has an ex-wife who passed away, and when he's introduced in the show, he's still very strongly mourning her, even though it's been a couple of years. Well, I say even though it's been a couple of years, it's only been a couple of years, and he's still mourning a lot. Um,
Dang.
and so Delenn is learning how to let go of being fully Minbari because the other Minbari are kind of rejecting her and like figuring out who she is and how her new purpose like is more important to her.
Aw.
And Sheridan is like letting go of the part of himself that was Anna's husband and letting himself progress and actually heal.
Aw.
Um and it's a really beautiful parallel that's actually done really well, and like their recoveries are timed really closely to each other. So we see them get really close like as they are healing, and it feels organic and natural without pushing aside their trauma.
Oh, that's nice.
And they help each other. Like Sheridan did not meet Delenn when she was fully Minbari. He meets her after the transformation, and he is instantly fascinated, like positively fascinated in a good way, fascinated with her and so interested in her. And it does not matter to him what she is, really. He's interested in what she is, but it is not something that causes him disgust like it is with most of the other characters, or confusion from characters who are used to her being Minbari. He just shows up, sees her as she is when she comes out of a cocoon. That's not a joke. Like part human and part Minbari, and he's just like instantly like cannot stop looking at her
Aw.
in like a genuine oh man, oh boy, not in like a horny way either, in like a oh that is a radiant being kind of way. Like
Nice.
seeing Galadriel for the first time kind of
Hey.
reaction from Sheridan upon seeing Delenn for the first time. Um and it's so beautifully done because when everybody else is judging her for what she has decided to become or being confused by what she has decided to become and having these preconceived notions of her, Sheridan's just like, "No, yeah, I like you as a person. You want to go to dinner?" Uh
Aw.
and she's like, "Actually, yes." um it's just, and then at the same time like he's obviously grieving and she never pushes for him to let go of that. She's
Aw.
just and she's not like his main support either.
Oh.
But she is there and she is supportive and she is kind. And she gives him the opportunity to connect in a new way that allows him to heal in the way that genuine connection does. Um
Oh, that's really cute.
and like while she's letting go of the part of her that was fully Mimbari and learning to figure out her part human identity, like he's teaching her how to be human.
Oh.
Like when she does go to Ivanova sometimes for that too. It's really cute. There's girl stuff. But there's an absolutely fantastic scene where Delenn goes to Ivanova and is like, "I don't know how to do hair care and it's driving me insane. Please help." And Ivanova's
Oh my
like,
gosh, I've seen that one.
"Yeah." And Ivanova's like, "All right, I'll clear my schedule.
Let's
Let's do this.
go. Girls' night.
Let's do this. Girls' night." It's fantastic. And so like whenever Delenn has like more serious questions about her human side, she goes to Sheridan because he is so open and welcoming and so genuinely curious that it makes it easier for her to be curious about her human side and accept that part of herself that she has created. It's
That's
These two, I could go on. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, Lanier's unrequited doomed love for Delenn that slowly turns from innocent to corruptive because he refuses to do anything about it until he explodes. I can't get over it. Oh man. Oh boy.
oh
This will
gosh.
be interesting.
Lanier, no. Okay. Antagonistic forces. How does
Oh.
Babylon 5 construct them? We're gonna vibe check. Unless anybody else has thoughts, I can go back.
Nah, I'm good. I'm enjoying
I'm
this.
just. I'm wondering why Bro didn't move on.
Because he has, like, honor bound himself to Delenn's side to, like, protect her, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Ah.
And to, like, serve as her aide and attaché. And, like, there reaches a point where it's like, he is in too deep to get out. With, like, all of the wars, the stuff that's going on. He is in too deep to get out, but being around Delenn and Sheridan is tearing him apart and changing him.
Oh, that's kind of
Oh
sad,
my.
actually.
It's so well written. Oh! Okay. Because also, it was the actor's idea.
Oh,
Uh,
heck yeah.
Bill Mooney went to the show's creator and was like, "Hey, I think Lanier is in love with Delenn," and the show creator looked at him and was like, "Are you sure?" And Bill Mooney was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." And the creator was like, "I don't think you're going to like where that goes for him." And they did it anyway.
Honestly,
It's so good.
fair.
Heck
Fair.
It's
yeah.
realistic, I guess.
Sometimes an actor knows the character so well, and it just works. And it
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
worked with Lanier. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, I love how this show is not afraid of doomed characters, but it's also not afraid to still have a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's like warmly bittersweet. It's so well written. Like, it does not feel Pyrrhic. It does not feel like the Hunger Games. But the sadness doesn't go away either. It feels like real grief in how they write the endings in this show.
Heck yeah.
That's insanely impressive.
I
Mhm.
know! Anyway, we're gonna just quickly glance at the antagonists. Much like the character relationships, the antagonists in this series move at this perfect, gradual pace. They choose a moment very carefully and then pounce, attacking in bursts and slipping away, leading to a slow build of suspense, even if you have a name to put to the face / the results of the problem. They lurk and loom and wind up and then hit like a sledgehammer. Their size and force is made threatening by their self-regulation of their own speed.
Ooh.
Um, the antagonists in Babylon 5 are manipulative and lay out long-term plans. Their opposition is largely conceptual and concealed up until the moment they choose to strike. They corrupt and control and plant ideas and use other people to do their dirty work. The Shadows are experts at using greed, selfishness, pride, feuds, and ambition to turn other species and worlds against each other. The Psi Corps use sleeper agents and mind bending. President Clark uses overwhelming propaganda. They are subtle and use tricks and half truths. They look obvious from the outside, but they work, and that makes it scary.
Again,
Fun.
very realistic and a little scary.
Mhm. The villains are written as being unsympathetic with motivations that make sense to them, but they are not simple.
Mm,
Babylon 5 doesn't need to make a villain cartoonish or misunderstood to make them effective and memorable.
Heck yeah.
that is a flex.
It's a
That is
flex.
such a flex.
It's like, yeah, that villain is not going to change. They do not have a sympathetic backstory. They do have some sympathetic backstories in there, obviously. They have a lot of very small scale episodic conflicts.
Yeah,
But, like, the overarching villains, no, those are not sympathetic.
Heck yeah.
They're just,
but
like,
not boring.
not sympathetic,
Yeah.
but not boring. It's so good.
Bring it back,
Like,
babe.
there are no Disney villains. There are no classic Disney villains in this series.
Heck yeah.
Huh.
Like, they are not just straight evil for the sake of being evil. They are evil because they want something. And it is quiet. They are quiet about it.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
So, like, not in a Frollo sense. Like, even more cool than that. Because Frollo is a really good villain, but he's obviously very, like, perverted.
Whomst?
Hunchback,
Hunchback. Notre Dame.
the Hellfire guy.
Oh,
Do you not know about this?
no, just you pronounce it differently than I've read it.
Oh. How do you. Huh?
Hang on, hang
Froyo?
on. Frollo?
Yeah.
It's not Spanish!
I said Froyo as a joke just now.
Yeah, I could not hear you very well either, to be fair.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah, him, that guy,
Him.
that guy. But yeah, they're a little bit more like Frollo. But quieter and slower because they are not movie paced. They are
Yeah.
series paced. So it's very, very good. So why should you watch Babylon 5? To study as a way to improve your writing skills. to see interesting and realistic portrayals of human dynamics. To see organic romances with various different fates. We get good and we get bad. Both are well done. To improve your attention span and detail recall. You'll
Heck
need
yeah.
those. To learn how to write about politics well without relying on the ideas of specific political parties. To just have a really, really good time with how fun and satisfying the writing is.
Heck yeah, girl.
And then we have you might like Babylon 5 if you think a well-written 90s show is a win. You like your sci-fi grounded in reality. You like female characters to be well-written, complex, and varied without being forced.
Hey.
You like Star Trek TNG, Star Trek TNG, Stargate SG-1, or the idea of a vibe in between is appealing. You want to see a sci-fi version of Aragorn? Yup, we
Hey.
got one. His name is Marcus Cole, and he dies. Anyway,
Oh.
you might also like Babylon 5 if you think aliens are hot.
The self call out was crazy.
My fault. It's not my fault. Anyway, in conclusion, you should watch Babylon 5.
Heck
Thank you
The
and good
way
night.
I've laughed so hard.
It is going on my ever-growing list.
Put it at the top.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
If I can find where I put my list on my phone. Found it.
I forgot how much fun I had with these last couple of slides.
The emojis are killing me.
You. Point.
Babylon. That's not how you spell that. Stop it. Babylon 5. My phone keyboard was being mean. It is on the list.
It is on the list. Alright, have we any further thoughts?
Just that definitely need to watch this at some point in my life, probably sooner rather than later, so you don't kill me.
Yes,
I will be nibbling your flesh until you watch the series.
I have not been killed yet, so that's a good sign, but I've already said my reasons. It's not like a vendetta, I'm just ADHD.
Yeah.
Real. And you've watched part of it with me, so you're out of the nibble zone.
Okay, fair. That
I
makes
think we
sense.
started watching an episode the last time you came back into town for a holiday, but I can't remember why we
Yes.
never finished the episode.
Probably because you didn't know that it was going to turn out this good. And so you got disinterested. But you gotta watch this show, dude.
I do.
Starting from the beginning might help for me.
That's true. I the only quibble I have with this show is that it is a 90s show in that it takes a season to pick up. Like
Mm,
it starts out a little awkward and clunky while the cast gels and everything. And then
mm.
throughout season 1 it gets better, and then you hit season 2 and it's like, "Oh, this is really really good actually. This is amazing."
Yeah.
Oh, and that is because they changed out Jeffrey Sinclair for John Sheridan. And I
Mm.
was going to talk about that. The reason for that is actually incredibly cool. So, Um, the actor who was playing Jeffrey Sinclair, whose name I can't recall, I'm sorry, um, it turned out had mental health and neurological issues. So he
Hmm.
was having some really bad health stuff going on at the time of filming Babylon 5 season 1. And so he ended up being forced to drop out of the series
Oh.
um because of his health. But the showrunner kept that a secret. He wrote him out, the character, out of the show organically, and he kept the fact that this actor was struggling a secret until the actor passed away. Like, I don't
Oh.
know how long that was, but he protected his career by keeping that quiet for as long as the actor lived.
Oh, that's really sweet.
My heart.
Yeah, I just thought it was very cool. And the replacement they brought in, John Sheridan, ended up meshing with the cast way, way better anyway. I'm
Mm.
sorry to say, but it's true. Uh like I'm just saying there's a reason the show jumped in quality abruptly when they introduced his character. Um but yeah,
My
just
heart did a thing when you said that, and I'm just like, I don't, I don't know how to explain.
that's
Oh,
okay.
very good.
Mhm.
Like that's just such a cool move, right?
Mhm.
You, I can't even. I can't even.
So yeah, Babylon 5, very good show, very cool cast. That everything is so slay about this series.
Like
For
literally,
real.
my heartbeat like just chilled out. Like I'm a little freaked out right now, but
That's
like,
the that's the oxytocin. So yeah, everything about this show is so cool to me. I love it so much.
Heck
Obviously.
yeah.
It's almost like it's been my comfort show for a decade. So yeah, final thoughts?
just
I was kind of yapping all throughout, so
just yeah,
Yes, you were, and I appreciated it.
I will say though, I'm
okay.
kind of traumatized because something was said about about some character not being able to get happy or them not afraid to give sad endings, and all I could think about was Downton Abbey because I've been watching that with Chris. Nobody in that show is allowed to be happy for more than 5 seconds, and so now I'm traumatized whenever I
Oh,
hear that that like a season has a sad ending. So I'm like, gosh dang it.
don't worry. This show is not like Downton Abbey in that way.
Good.
They are much better with balancing their tragedy, but it is deserved. Like the tragedy and the painful parts are written really well so that they feel deserved and survivable.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, Downton Abbey literally starts with them mourning the sinking of the Titanic, and then there's one season that ends after the slow burn romance that has been all over the place for the last
Yeah,
3 or 4 seasons.
yeah.
They finally get together, they finally have a baby, and then the man dies
The
because he
man
went and
dies.
got a
I
contract with
know.
Disney, and then the
'Cause he wanted to be a furry.
and then whatever season we
Loser.
started, I think it might have been season 5, straight up opens with a house fire. After ending the previous season with word that one of the other sisters' love interests might be dead.
In 1920s Germany.
So yes, I'm very glad to hear that this show is not going to give me Downton Abbey levels of trauma.
Not in the same
Emotional
way anyway.
trauma. I'll take that. I'll take that over a British soap opera. This is Downton Abbey's basically
This is an American space opera, baby.
yeah, Downton Abbey is basically just a British telenovela. So I'm glad to hear
Yeah.
that this is not that.
This is not that.
And I'm
Yeah,
very happy with that.
I love this show a lot.
Now the song from Beauty and the Beast is stuck on my head.
Evermore.
Except it's the Jess Gorvin version.
That's so cursed.
It really is. my gosh.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, this slideshow has been locked and loaded for 2 weeks. Do you understand why I was impatient now?
Very much so. I'm glad we were
Your
finally able to find
slideshows
time
are
to do
peaks,
this.
girl.
They are.
Thank you.
I
But
said
will.
peaks, but you know what?
Also, I
Each
will
one of them is
admit,
an individual peak.
I will admit, I am kind of traumatized from the last time you had like a very in-depth slideshow about this, and I've been panicking that I forgot to press recording. But I remember pressing record, so I think we're fine.
Yay!
We'll
We'll see.
Get
see.
Superman slideshowed, idiot.
If for some reason I'm right and I did panic and I did forget to press record, you just get to do all this again and we get to relive it all. We get to relive all the tea and the drama. But we're gonna hope I didn't forget and that I'm just panicking for no reason.
We'd have to go through the stages of grief if that happened, just like last time, so.
Yeah. I might actually bite your throat out a
And
little
I
bit.
would deserve it.
She's a vampire.
We went into so much good stuff in this slideshow.
We did.
It's so good.
I have 3 songs stuck in my head at the same time. Someone help
Babylon
me.
5 will do that to you.
We have the Titanic song, we have the Josh Gordon song, and we have Rocky Road to Dublin.
As one should. As one should.
These are not compatible.
No, they're not.
And they're all
gosh.
playing in the correct tempo, and it doesn't sound good.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna piss myself. Oh my
Chris,
gosh.
I'm so sorry.
My brain is like a cursed computer tab. Tabs.
Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry.
Terrible work, everybody. Good job.
Temporary psychosis.
Temporary insanity brought on by too many songs.
See, at least yours pitch perfects it. You know, mine is just
Yours is just going at it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So maybe we end it here to save Chris's sanity.
Yeah, that'll do it for tonight.
Drink water.
Go finish their responsibilities. You're procrastinating.
And we'll see y'all around.
Bye.
Bye. I think Chris is dead.
Yeah. Okay, we were recording. I was panicking for nothing.